Hello and welcome to Blender Roxy. In this video tutorial, we're gonna learn how to create a 3D course or a tutorial. In this video tutorial, we're gonna learn to do exactly this, to create a course or a tutorial for 3D. If you're a 3D artist and you want to create tutorials but you don't know how to start, where to start from, and you don't know how to develop a course for 3D to gain students, this course is a course for you to learn how to create a 3D course. How many times I can say course in this course? So I will teach you step by step what you have to do in order to create a tutorial about 3D and improve your skills, and also help your students improve their skills by providing good quality information to them and teach them in the right way. I'm very excited you are here, and let's get started. So, the first thing that you're gonna need to create a good quality course, it is first your setup. Because most of the tutorials courses out there, they will have a good quality microphone. Your voice needs to be clear, loud and clear. So everyone can understand you and they don't feel the language barrier. So you need to speak as loud and clear as possible. And for this, you also need to be backed up by a good microphone. So, the first point that you're gonna need is a good microphone. The second thing you're gonna need is a software to record your screen while creating the tutorial. So, for this, I'm recommending to use Streamlabs. This software is mostly used for streaming on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, but you can also use it to record your screen, and it has a lot of good options. If you don't like Streamlabs or you have another good option, go for it. This is just my suggestion. So, the second thing that you're gonna need is a good software to record your screen. If you want, you can also include your face, your video capture, and for this you also need a good camera. But this is mostly optional because most of the tutorials and courses out there in 3D, they will not have on the screen. It's not necessary. But if you want, you can include yourself in the video. So now we're gonna start with this section about creating a course in 3D. Most of the people, they struggle with this part. They don't know where to start. How do I create a tutorial? How do I get started with this? So exactly for this reason, I created this course about how to create a course in 3D. Alright? So first of all, you're gonna need a subject to teach about. It has to be something that you are good at, so you can transmit good quality information to the other people that they're gonna watch your course. So you need to be very good at what you're gonna create as a tutorial. So the first point here is to create a tutorial about a subject that you are very good at. The second point, and my recommendation, is to create a tutorial about something you already done. Because let's say you made a car. So you made a 3D car in your favorite 3D software, Blender, Maya, Max, and you created a car, a vehicle. So now when you're gonna create a tutorial about this vehicle that you already made, it's gonna be much easier for you to know all the details, all the technical stuff that you're gonna need to point out to your students. Like for example, you're gonna know all the sizes because you already made that object, so you're gonna know a lot about it. And now you can transmit this good quality information to others. So it is much easier to make a tutorial about something you already done and you already have it there on your machine, and now you just teach other people how to make the same object that you already created. So this is my warm recommendation to create a tutorial about something you already done. So I will show you some examples about what I meant when I said create a tutorial about something you already done. So here is an example. Let's say you created this vehicle. Alright? So for this vehicle, let's say I already made it. It is done. It is rendered. It is done. Alright? So now I want to create a tutorial to teach people how to make this car that I already made. This is not my model. I just took it from the internet as an example. So let's say I made this car and now I want to create a tutorial about it. So what I need to do? First, I need to recreate the things that I did already, right? I need to know what was the first step that I took when I created this card. So let's say, for example, that first I created the platform that the card sits on. Let's say, by example, this is the first. I will say here, I will type section 1 because let's say, for example, you're gonna post this on Udemy. So it's gonna be much easier if you divide the course into sections. So let's say section 1, and you're gonna name it modeling. Whatever you want to call it, whatever is gonna be the first step that is gonna take part in this course. Now let's say the modeling part, and then you say here creating the platform, and then maybe after that, let's say maybe you made the wheels, and then let's say you created this orange front part, then creating the lights, creating the top section, and you continue like this until you cover all the modeling part of this car. The chairs, we have the wheel, these lights, and everything else that you need to include in this tutorial. Alright? So let's say after that you're gonna have section 2, and you say texturing, and the same texturing the platform, the wheels, the front part. Maybe before this, actually even better. Let's say this is section 3. You say section 2, UV unwrapping, right? And you can say for all of them, or you divide them however you want. And then texturing, you can do it in Blender, or you can do it in Substance Painter, or however you prefer. That's up to you. How is gonna be in your tutorial? What do you want your students to learn from you? Then let's say, for example, that you have section 4, camera and rendering. Or you can have another section if you want, that's up to you, animation. And you're gonna have another section at the end, let's say section 6. You're gonna have, let's say, farewell. Or however you want to call it. Maybe farewell is not the best way to say it, but you're gonna figure it out your own way how to say goodbye to your students. But you need to create a document exactly like this one from here, from section 1. And now, when you have this document, you're gonna know exactly what to focus when you are creating the tutorial. And you're gonna start one by one. First, you're gonna create the video that is for this section. Section 1, modeling, creating the platform. And you're gonna go open your favorite 3D software, either Blender, Maya, 3D Max, or whatever you use, and you create the platform and you teach your students how to create a platform. And then you close the recording there, you stop, and you move to the next lesson and creating the wheels. And you teach your students how to create the wheels. And so on, moving on through all these lessons and through all these sections until the end. After that, you're gonna need to do some editing to your videos because you cannot post them as they are. Maybe you did some breaks, maybe there are some errors, you can cut them off. You can use a software like Adobe Premiere, but you can use anything else as you feel comfort on. I prefer Adobe Premiere, but it's up to you wherever you want to edit your videos. And after you edited all these videos that you created for all these sections and lessons, you're gonna have to watch them again. because from start to finish, because you need to repair any errors that you had, so you can spot them on before you post it to anywhere you want to post it: YouTube, Udemy, Skillshare, wherever you want your course tutorial to exist. So now let me give you another example. Let's say, for example, that you want to create this room as a tutorial to teach people how to create a room in Blender, Max, Maya, or whatever you use. So again, we're gonna start with the modeling part, because but not necessary. Maybe you want to show some reference photos, or you want to guide your students where to download the reference photos from. So, what's your first step when you create something? Let's say you created this room already, and you have all these resources. You have this texture from the back, you have the texture from the floor, you have the texture from the bed, and you want to teach your students how to create this one. So then again, you say here section 1, modeling. And then you're gonna create exactly what you already made. Let's say, for example, creating the walls and floor. Then what would be more logical that you create? Let's say, for example, creating the bed, creating the chair, creating the desk, and so on. Then you move to the section 2, UV unwrapping, section 3, texturing, section 4, and in section 3, of course, like you're gonna go one by one: walls, floor, bed, chair, desk, books, and everything else, okay? That you have here in this scene. Let's say section 4, lighting and camera. Section 5, we have rendering. Or animation if you want. Animation, sure. Section 6, saying goodbye. Here I have more examples for. Let's say you want to teach your students how to create this scene. The scene. You're gonna teach them how to create this platform in the same way I'm showing you here. And all these objects. And then after that, you're gonna teach them how to UV unwrap, texture, lighting, camera, rendering, and saying goodbye. Maybe some animation. Another example, I have this robot, a character. I didn't show you a character until now. I'm gonna show you now. The same way is gonna be done, but it's not gonna have walls and floor. But let's say we create first. What do I create first on this character? Let's say I create the head. Let me make this bigger. Let's say I create the head first, and the ears. Head and ears. I have here creating head and ears. And then maybe creating the body. Arms, legs. Then we have the same. UV unwrapping, texturing, can be Substance Painter, can be Blender, can be anything that you like. Lighting and camera, rendering, saying goodbye. Another example, an environment this time. I have an environment. I can create the ground, create the bushes, create the trees, creating the sky and clouds and sun and whatever I want to create, creating the rocks, and then creating the cabin. And the cabin, you can also put it on section. Let's say you put the top part in a section, the middle part in another section, in another lesson, I mean. And the bottom, window, human, UV unwrap, texture, lighting, rendering. Maybe here you have fog. You can say creating the fog. and you make fog in your scene, or you have rain, creating rain. Maybe you have some water on the cloud, creating the water. And then when you create the actual tutorial, you're gonna have this guideline. Now you will know exactly what you need to do to create the course. Alright? So this is not that hard. People think that creating a course is very difficult, but actually it's not that difficult. You just need patience. This is a skill that you have it or you don't have it. But it's also something that you can practice and improve upon. But at the beginning, it's better to just do this part and try your best to explain stuff in the best way possible so everyone can understand you and you can deliver good quality information to your students. So, your assignment is gonna be to create a tutorial timeline. This is a timeline. So the timeline is from here, from section 1. You're gonna create a new document and you can name it My First 3D Course. This is gonna be the name, and inside of it, you're gonna create section 1 modeling, and you're gonna create all these lessons until the end, all of them for your image, okay? For your tutorial. And then you're gonna create section 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can have 7, 8. But the more long it is, can be a little harder for the students to focus that much. So try to keep it like this, around 5, 6 sections. Maybe if your subject is much longer, like I don't know, creating a full environment with a lot of stuff in it, or I don't know, something that is very complicated, maybe you can have more sections, but usually it's good to keep it more short. People tend to get bored pretty fast. So your assignment is to create this, and when you have it done, you post it here on the site and also post it on the comment section of this video. So this is it. This is how you create a 3D course or tutorial and gain students and maybe some fame. Who knows? Maybe one day. But at the moment, let's create our first 3D course. Please join my Facebook page. You can find it in the description. Also, my YouTube channel called Blender Roxy. And I hope I can see you in my next tutorial. And I also hope to see yours. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.